What a great way to start a morning of rail fanning. FEC Train 335, the southbound City Point to Miami unit train, rolls through Fort Lauderdale, serving as a nice warm-up and appetizer for the day's events. In retrospect, it is actually this train behind 335, which is train 960, the Fort Lauderdale to Pompano Market local, that I was particularly interested in on this Tuesday morning. Fellow rail fan Richard, FEC Rail Fanning, and I covered this local extensively, and you can find the video of this job in the description below. Unlike its northbound counterpart, which is train 336, 335 also handles empties from New Smyrna Beach and the relatively short intermodal block for the Port of Miami. This block, at the very bottom of the train, will be set out at the Medley Y near Hialeah Yard. Sort of serving as the other bookend to the chase of train 960, we catch Amtrak 92 northbound Silver Star in Pompano Beach. Northwest 15th Street in Pompano Beach may not be the most photogenic spot on the South Florida Rail Corridor, but is still a great place to kick back and watch trains move pretty close to track speed. Q453 coming south has been relieved as O722 and is running down the corridor, trying to make it into Hialeah as quickly as it can. The two SpongeBob SquareCab SD40-3s leading the train provide a nice break from the monotony of GE Evolution Series GEVOs. Q453 from Waycross, Georgia to Miami, Florida is CSX's only road train to South Florida, hauling not only the general merchandise serving the entire region, but also empty lime rock, loaded sand, and other bulk commodities that used to have their own dedicated trains. Thanks to precision scheduled railroading, everything moves in one train. CSX O717 is one of several area locals that provide the freight service to the last mile customer. Originally, this train ran out of Fort Lauderdale Yard, but recently CSX has consolidated all local operations to Hialeah Yard, in turn saving the one-day dwell that usually happens when a train shuttles the loads from Miami to Fort Lauderdale. O717 usually handles the customers in the Pompano and Deerfield Beach areas, and also works Amerigas, one of CSX's largest customers in the area, not counting any rock distributor. O717 is now backing into the Amerigas spur to grab the empty tankers released by the customer. Since the entire train backs in, the switching moves block the nearby gateless railroad crossing, but drivers can find a way around it to get to Andrews Avenue, which is where that street light is. As far as the train actually switching the customer, you and I can both agree that the racetrack road angle of Amerigas is preferable. There are about 4 tracks where the tankers are either spotted or off-spotted, very carefully and meticulously by the crew of O717. But in this case, we're seeing the train actually pull the cars away. O717 is now bringing the entire long string back onto the RTA main line, and it will leave the cut of empties as well as 2 loads for another customer sitting on track 2 behind the switch. That way, O717 can then place the loads at Amerigas.
Southwest second.
You brought out 6 cars.
Yeah. I didn't realize it had that many spots. The more than
They must have emptied it out. See if that's 640. It's probably gonna be like a 30.
there it goes.
It's hard to see from this video, but the cut of the 2 boxcars and the empty Amerigas tanks has been made.
The ones that have more slack in them, like the
shanks,
cars and
yeah.
center beams.
Shank couplers.
Alright, once he shoves, we're out of here.
Get on the south side.
Get on the south side. Such wise words to describe the traffic situation over at Racetrack Road. We're going to be having to hurry out of Racetrack Road once O717 clears a crossing, because, as Richard suggested, we're out of here. We're going to be catching a train over on the FEC. Those bops in the horn come from none other than Dave Shelley, the famed East Coast hogger leading train 202 north to Jacksonville. The majority of this train is loaded rock and cement, largely Titan-loaded cars out of Medley heading north to either New Smyrna or Jacksonville. And there will be a few dead loads bringing up the bottom of the train from Fort Lauderdale and Medley. If there was one commodity that withstood coronavirus to its fullest, you're looking at it right now. Lime rock aggregate is an essential commodity and has remained pretty steady throughout the months of the pandemic.
What do you need to get over? Come out of PV number 1, going to the east storage for the causeway. Got into 432.
Reviewing the following clips, I never thought I would ramble as much as I did, but I have a pretty good spiel about this train and this operation, so here goes.
So this is train 970. They're pulling out of Motiva. Actually, they're doubling up to a cut that was already staged in the Port Everglades ramp. What's interesting about what you'll see in the bottom of this train is 6 auto racks. FEC recently in around 2018, they started serving auto racks to an export customer here in Port Everglades. However, with the coronavirus pandemic, that business had fallen off, but until recently. These 6 cars have been set off on the recent train, and now they're being taken back empty, and you'll see them come up at the bottom of this cut here. Motiva is one of FEC's biggest customers in Fort Lauderdale, and here come the racks. These cars will be taken to a storage track called East Storage, and probably in due time they'll be combined with a manifest cut from the earlier 960 to head south to Hialeah and form part of 202. This is about the only daylight FEC you can get in Fort Lauderdale.
We get a quick glimpse of the cut being dropped onto the east storage, parallel to the FEC main line, and head south to Aventura, where we're waiting on a northbound rock train, train 292. It doesn't get much better than this. Train 292 is primarily a rock train from Medley, Florida to Fort Pierce, Florida, with a block typically set out at West Palm Beach. The rock is mined at Titan and V&G's facilities in the Medley area. You will also see tankers of hydrochloric acid for Allied Chemical, which is on the K branch southwest of Fort Pierce, Florida. And also, via the K branch, these yellow ballast hoppers for U.S. Sugar travel on that line. They haul ballast for the railroad, mined in Medley, laid on the U.S. Sugar Railroad.
Alright folks, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us today. It's been a great outing. From Aventura, Florida, milepost 353. You see this is TE.